I have a haunting line of SCPs for you. One includes an elderly man that can destroy you on sight, a little girl that emits painful radiation, and a man that can haunt your dreams. These are 3 dangerous humans you never want to come in contact with. SCP-1440, also known as the Old Man from Nowhere. Object Class: Keter. SCP-1440 is currently uncontained, and its location is unknown since its last containment breach. Due to the nature of 1440, the Foundation may not have the means to contain it without risking an unacceptable loss of resources and personnel. Until suitable containment procedures can be found, focus should be given to the location and surveillance of 1440, and to minimize civilian exposure to it through the identification of its travel pattern. SCP-1440 is a man of unknown ethnicity and age. When questioned about its name, place, or time of birth, 1440 will refuse to answer. Although it is unclear if this is due to the subject being unwilling to share this information or not possessing it. Though, the subject's appearance is that of an elderly male between 80 and 89 years old. It has not shown any signs of aging in the 50 years since first coming to the attention of the Foundation. 1440's anomalous nature becomes apparent once it comes into contact with the human population or man-made objects and remains in contact with them for longer than a few days. 1440 has an acute adverse effect on everything connected to humanity. Prolonged exposure of any man-made object or person to it will cause increasingly destructive events to occur in 1440's vicinity, until the destruction or death of said human element. The only exception to this are 1440 itself and its belongings, its clothes, a sack made of unidentified material, a pack of worn playing cards, and a small glass cup. 1440 appears to be aware of its effect on human populations, and will attempt to avoid coming into contact with them whenever possible. Despite these intentions, 1440 is compelled to travel in what seems to be a highly complex pattern, which invariably leads into contact with human population. The exact nature of this pattern has not yet been successfully analyzed, and 1440 has not been able to provide any information concerning it. The subject is not actively hostile and will not resist attempts to contain it, though all such attempts have failed and led to a considerable loss of personnel and resources due to death and destruction from 1440. SCP-239, also known as the Witch Child. Object Class: Keter. SCP-239 is to be kept within a one-room cell furnished with one bed, one AKG machine, and one IV to be filled with heavy relaxant to be refilled daily. Under no circumstances is 239 to be removed from her containment area at any given time. The walls of the cell are to be coated in a telekill lead alloy. Only Class 2 personnel are allowed any contact with 239 at any time. All personnel guarding 239's containment area are to be equipped with telekill headgear. Under absolutely no condition should the subject ever be awakened. Any personnel found attempting to awaken the subject will be immediately terminated. SCP-239 appears to be an 8-year-old girl, 1 meter in height and 20 kilograms in weight. Subject has shoulder-length blonde hair. Upon closer inspection, the subject's eyes shimmer a gray-green shade. Subject seems to emit a previously undiscovered form of radiation. These waves seem to be harmless in low concentrations, but in higher concentrations they could break down matter on a subatomic level. 239 seemingly has the ability to do whatever she expresses at will to do. But simply, the subject can do anything that she truly wants to on a basal psychological level, as long as she is conscious. Fortunately, she only seems to be able to affect herself and her immediate surroundings. Therefore, if she can see it, she can change it. It would not be the most prudent course of action, however, to try to test how powerful she can be. She seems to be able to create and affect living matter. For example, when D-Class personnel accidentally caused her harm, she simply wished him away. Fortunately, when the subject was made to feel guilty for what he had done, she wished him back. 239's self-preservation instinct makes her virtually invincible while she is conscious. Subject's skin cannot be punctured by anything. As a method of controlling the subject's ability, she has been told that she is a witch. This, besides improving morale greatly, makes her believe that she is unable to use her abilities out of a pre-approved list of spells given to her by the SCP Foundation. This will hopefully prevent any or all attempted escapes. However, the subject is to be kept calm at all times to prevent any subconscious wish or harm to herself or others. SCP-239 came to the attention of the Foundation very soon after her birth. Approximately 3 hours after 239's birth, the hospital was destroyed by an unexplained explosion. The press was informed that it was due to a gas leak. SCP teams were dispatched shortly to search the site for any abnormalities. The only living person they were able to locate was 239. For the next 8 years, the subject was raised under SCP care. As of now, the subject is to be kept in a medically induced coma until further notice. SCP-990, also known as the Dream Man. Object Class: Keter. Currently, no containment for 990 has been devised. Any personnel with suggestions for containment of 990 should report to Dr. Anderson, and all ideas are welcome, regardless of who suggests them. SCP-990 is generally a human male, dressed in a Cold War-era business suit, who appears to Foundation personnel through dreams. Thus far, no Foundation personnel have encountered 990 in the real world. If he corresponds to an actual human being, we have yet to find him. Presently, there have been no reports of 990 appearing to non-Foundation personnel. 990 has been appearing to Foundation personnel since 1986. 990's existence comes to light when several agents discussed having dreams involving a similar individual. Numerous other agents reported dream sightings of an individual matching the description of 990. The phenomenon did not officially receive SCP classification until the aftermath of Event 990-07. Here is the event log of 990-07. Agent 9 failed to report for duty at his assigned time. He was instead found in his quarters asleep. Subject has been asleep for roughly 18 hours, and all subsequent attempts to wake him up were unsuccessful. Subject was transported to the medical bay. After over 40 hours of sleep, subject awakened in a highly agitated state. Subject reportedly ran through the facility, yelling loudly about the end of the world. Even after being heavily sedated, all of his bodily functions remained in dangerously accelerated state. Increased heart rate, high blood pressure. Subject described a man matching the regular appearance of 990. According to Dr. Anderson's report, agent described with great detail a series of events that would lead to severe tactical nuclear missiles being launched into mid-Europe and Eastern Asia, ultimately resulting in the extermination of nearly 98% of the human race and the total collapse of human society. Agent claimed that the information had been outlined to him by 990 when he was trapped within his dream. Agent 9, however, did not survive the ordeal and died of shock-like symptoms. Since Event 990-07, 990 has appeared to many Foundation personnel and made similar threats. As of yet, no situation on the scale of Event 990-07 has occurred. However, SCP-990 has successfully predicted the deaths of 3 Foundation doctors, as well as the destruction of Watch Station Epsilon 38. Any threat made by 990 should be reported to Foundation authorities, regardless of severity. Listening or reading this has now made you vulnerable to 990 entering your dreams.